brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Titans and the Broncos, and it's coming up next.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Coming up, divisional round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Denver Broncos. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gordon on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar.
The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they're down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Yeah, Sanders now to return. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
And in some ways, he's awfully fortunate to get another shot right here in these playoffs because he wasn't particularly sharp in the wild card victory. The ball ended up in the hands of the opponents a few too many times when he threw it. It goes without saying in this one, cannot give the ball away. If he does, the road's going to end right here for him and his team.
He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now the first carry here for the running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, here's the option. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
The Cockrell holds it in left side. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So nothing doing there, and it'll be second down. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And Oliver, what an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it. And now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Now Manning. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
And once again, this is Sanders. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. Stays on his feet. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Still fighting for more. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a nice job there skipping away from the one tackle and ends up getting 5 yards out of that. Second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 10-yard
Now they'll throw it with Manning.
Down the sideline he goes.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. In motion left here, Sanders.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
A 5-yard loss sets up 3rd down and goal.
Throwing is Manning. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Titans set and ready to go on offense.
And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
On play action, they'll throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 8.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Now Manning on the bootleg. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Throwing now is Manning. And his throw is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get take us down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Manning. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Here's Manning to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal.
He completes this to Sutton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
Breaks through the contact.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and the ball is knocked out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 9-yard touchdown run. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
A try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Second and 9 now.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And it's a fumble.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
They'll let the QB keep it here off the option.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Boyd. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll look to throw now on first down. It's caught. Lockett.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. From 17 yards out.
And the Titans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round games in the AFC. And it looks like a good one, as it'll be the Houston Texans doing battle with the New England Patriots. The big story thus far has really been the snow. It's made footing treacherous. And if the forecast holds, it's only going to get worse. But I can tell you as a fan, these are the games you love to watch.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
Boswell for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Denver's offense now set to go. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 20.
They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Broncos will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton.
Still going.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Point after here coming up. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game,
You're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond. Not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Out to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
60 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
On play action, they'll throw. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And this is going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. Out come the Titans now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Now back to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 37. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. They shakes him up. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Trying to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
But these guys got to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Drew Sanders with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Got a man and he hits him in stride.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 1.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 14. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They'll get 8 yards on the run, and that is going to close out this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Second and 2.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Broncos are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. That'll be complete to Okonkwo.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A gain of 14. First down, Tennessee.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Boyd. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
2 yards to go, second down.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Titans.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
Ball start, offense.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Back to throw again. Looking middle, and that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw here. This complete to Lockett.
And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Tyler Boyd. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Titans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Broncos offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's second down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's a give up the middle. fighting through, and he's got space. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
76 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The Broncos on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
They'll drop to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Tennessee offense set to go again. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
It's the pick number 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 22-yard line.
They'll look to throw.
Got his man, Okonkwo.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Tennessee.
He'll look to throw. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Oh, he shifts past him. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
And the Titans first down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Playoff lives at stake. Boy, this is a big one. 3rd down.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Boswell's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead and the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
This is 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one caught by Ridley. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. 2nd and 6. It's caught. Lockett.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Back to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tyler Boyd with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Extra point now by Boswell. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied, fourth quarter, as the kick is away here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Here's 1st down.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And he is caught.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he stopped immediately there.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to book a trip to the AFC title game. And the kick is good. He puts it through, and they are moving on to the AFC championship game. And Charles, if you're the coach of the losing team, even though you made it to the playoffs and there's part of that that feels good, what do you say to your guys after?
I think you probably tell them how proud you are of them to make the effort to get to this game and then point them towards the future. If we're good enough to get here, all we've got to do is work harder, be better,